What's happening, y'all? It's your host Don Bucks from Rap and Dough, and today I got a lot to talk about. It's a lot going on out here, and I want to kind of stay on topic today, even though I have a lot to talk about. I have a lot on my mind, so I'm gonna try to stick to one thing today. First off, I want to give a big shout out to all the essential workers, all the essential employees, all the people that the powers that be deemed to be essential. But one question I want to ask, like I said, big shout out to them. One question I want to ask: how many of y'all found out, got the rude awakening, that you wasn't as essential as you thought you was? Like, I know a lot of people, when I think about it, essential workers, that means things that have to get done, right? So my thing is, not only things that have to get done, but something that you need. Essential means you need it, right? So who deems these jobs essential? Because personally, I always thought everybody's job was essential. Not in terms of this pandemic, but period. Like, who don't need their job? You feel me? Like, I thought my job was essential. You know what I'm saying? Like, one of the things I do is I cut hair. So who doesn't need a haircut, right? But they didn't deem that as essential. I want to know who make the rules. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, because that's a good question. Like, who deems these jobs essential? You know what I'm saying? But one thing that I read, I was doing some research about all this, doing a whole lot of research on a lot of stuff, and they're saying that the essential workers, the frontline people, are entitled. They may get. So I guess it's all contingent upon what exactly you do. But I'm believing that they're talking about the hospital workers and policemen, but I think everybody that's out here that's frontline dealing with these people that might possibly have the shit, the virus, they may qualify for a $25,000 raise on top of whatever they're making, which can equivalent to $13 more per hour on top of whatever they already getting paid per hour. That caps off at $25,000. So poses another question. So first off, who deems these certain jobs essential? And then, okay, these certain jobs are essential, but then they have another stipulation. Everybody's not going to get that $25,000 raise. You know what I'm saying? So that's interesting, you know what I mean? Just like they said, everybody's going to get the stimulus check, and everybody ain't getting the stimulus check. So that's interesting to see how that plays out, because that is for people that make less than $200,000 a year. So if you make more than that, the raise is only going to be $5,000. You're going to cap off at $5,000. So that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But they said you could get. So, like I said, we'll see how that plays out. But I got major respect for those people, man, because even though some people may deem their job important, but these people, like the hospital workers, like the nurses and stuff, like, they really front line with it, like, and possibly, not only they putting their life on the line, but they also possibly putting their family life on the line by taking the virus home. You know what I'm saying? So I got major respect for those people. You know what I'm saying? And I think they deserve that $25,000 raise. But then, like, poses another question, like, why only $25,000? Like, who puts the cap on this bread? Like, who tells you? This is why I said last episode that jobs are not gonna pay you what you're worth. They're gonna pay you what they say your job is worth. So that's why I'm always promoting ownership, um, investing. Um, that's the way to go. If you want to be in a power position, you can give yourself a raise, and you ain't got to wait for nobody to give you a raise, and you don't got to show up to nobody's job putting your life on the line. But for those that do, or in that position right now, I'm considering that you ask yourself this question, like, why only 25,000? $13 more an hour? Like, is $13 more an hour worth your life, or worth your family's life? You know what I'm saying? Because they saying that you ain't no staying home. Ain't no staying home if you're a nurse. You might be able to take some vacation days, but ain't no just I ain't going in until this shit is over. Like, ain't none of that. You gotta show up, and this is what your job is worth. It's worth an extra $25,000 a year. I mean, it sounds good, but then again, it doesn't. Like, somebody like myself, I don't believe that's enough money to put your life on the line. But that's up for you to decide. But that's what they offering. They offering an additional $25,000 raise. And check this out. They also throwing out this bone, saying that in order to recruit new frontline workers and to recruit and retain new frontline workers, they throwing in an extra $15,000 signing bonus. So I guess to sign on to come get a new frontline job, they throwing in a $15,000 signing bonus. So I'm waiting to see which kind of jobs qualify for this bread, because it's an interesting scenario what they out here doing. Like $25,000 raise and or $15,000 signing bonus to bring you on in. Like, come on in, we give you 15 racks to come stay on the front line and possibly take this shit home to your kids. So I don't know, man. I don't know, but one of the essential workers that I know for sure that are essential is police officers, right? Now, we got an interesting relationship. It's like a love-hate relationship with the police, right? Like, we don't want to see them. We don't want to see them until we need them, right? And for example, Baltimore police, right? It's a story out right now that we got this sergeant in the Baltimore police force that was caught on film coughing on black residents in a public housing complex in Baltimore. That's according to the Baltimore Sun. So I'm like, I don't know if they was, antagonizing him or whatever the case. He supposedly had walked by some people and coughed directly in their direction without covering his mouth and none of that. So it's like, here it is, you got these essential workers that you kind of like, you kind of giving them props for being out here and being on the front line. But then you got people like that that's spoiling it for the rest of the people. It's like shit like that that's eroding the trust that people have with the police and authority figures. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, here it is, we expecting you to protect us and serve us when need be, but here it is, you pretty much a hazard to society your damn self. So it's like, it's kind of crazy. Here you are, essential worker, because we need you out here on the front line because of the COVID, but here you is possibly passing this shit around on purpose, coughing on motherfuckers. Excuse my language, but sometimes I talk like that to get my point across, but whatever. Here he is running around coughing on people. You know what I'm saying? And of course, and he's white. I mean, not a racial thing, but he just so happened to be white. You know what I mean? Coughing on black people in the housing complex. But that just further illuminates the trust that we have for our police officers, which is supposed to be one of the essential workers. But I was just thinking about, I was like, damn, like, because I had to close down the business, which is the barbershop. I had to close down the barbershop, right? But I was a day late. I didn't get the memo properly, right? So I was a day late closing it down. And this lady yells from across the street, like, you're supposed to be closed. So I'm like, who the hell? I look, old friend of mine. So I'm like, what you mean? She like, only essential workers supposed to be open right now and working. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I am essential. Like, people need their haircut, right? So I'm like, I am essential. She like, no, you ain't. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who got the rude awakening that you're not as essential as you think you are. Like, so this whole situation should be putting us in a different mindset as far as like, damn, like, on previous episodes, your job is not going to be there. A lot of times it's not going to be there when you really, really need it. And this is a prime example. And this is like for none of our doing of our own, but it's like at any given time, that job can be taken from you or lost or whatever. Like, so we need to be positioning ourselves where as though that's not our only stream of income for times like this. Because just like that, there's a lot of people. As a matter of fact, it's as of April 10th, 16.8 million people filed for unemployment. 16.8 million. And according to my research, that's worse than the unemployment rate from the Great Depression in 1920. I believe it was 1920s, the Great Depression. These numbers are worse than that. And how everybody always talking about the Great Depression, how messed up it was, but these numbers are like way worse than the Great Depression's numbers. So that goes to show that this is a bad situation. This is a bad situation, and this is, this time sitting at home. Like, I don't think nobody in my generation experienced nothing like this. So if this is not an eye opener that you need to be creating other streams of income, starting a business, buying some rental property, investing in the stock market, creating this residual income, like money. If you're not familiar with what residual income is, it's getting paid forever for work that you did one time. Alright, so you bought a house one time, but you renting it out and your income is coming in forever. Or you buy shares of a company, ownership stake in a company, and now you're getting dividends forever. Like that's what I'm talking about. So we need to be creating these different acquiring these assets that's going to give us residual income that's outside of our job for times like this. Because now 16.8 million people are out of a job. They're not working right now. No income. You know what I'm saying? So this is more so of a time to reflect on how you looked at your job and how you looked at income, how you looked at your life. You know what I'm saying? Because people thought, they gonna have their job forever, and everything was so hunky dory, and our job got me. No. According to this, 1 out of 10 Americans right now are looking for work. 1 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? And it's 330 million people in the country. So that's 10%. So 10% of 330 million is 33 million. So 33 million people are looking for work. Out of those 33 million, 16.8 of them filed for unemployment. So if that's not an eye opener, if that's not a hint out of this world as to why you need to create this residual income, I don't know what is. I don't know what is, because we had plenty of time, because this quarantine is supposed to last to the end of the month, but I think it's going to probably go a little bit further. We'll just have to wait and see. But this is no better time than to start reevaluating how you thought about income. I've been saying this for almost a year now. I'm going to keep saying it until we get it. Invest in yourself. Invest in some businesses. You don't necessarily have to be an entrepreneur, but buy a piece of a company. Invest in a piece of a company. And the easiest way to do that is the stock market. Actually, 90% of self-made millionaires are stock market participants. You gotta take my word, you can look it up. It's this facade out here that, millionaires, inherited all this money, and, all millionaires, it was easy, or this, that, and the third. But no, most millionaires, self-made millionaires, didn't start out millionaires. And 90% of them are invested in the stock market. So it's kind of simple. Like, you just gotta follow what the rich people do what they do. And you ain't gotta be the same kind of person he is or she is, but their success habits, the things that they do, all you gotta do is follow the blueprint. You don't have to invent the wheel. You don't have to do nothing totally new. Just do what they do, and you'll have what they have. It's real simple. So I can't stress that enough. So you won't have to be considered an essential worker, putting yourself on the line, putting your family on the line. You can sit back and collect your residual income, but you have to position yourself now. Like, you have to start building that now. So if this was to ever happen again, you'd be in position. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I've been trying to tell my people for several months now. I'm going to keep saying it, so you might as well get used to it. You might as well get in tune and start investing now. Get you a brokerage account and, educate yourself. Actually, you can follow me on Instagram. It's rapping_dough. You can also follow on Facebook. It's rapping_dough. But yeah, I'm always giving out tidbits of investing information, but you're not going to learn everything in one place. You're going to have to invest in some books. You're going to have to start watching CNBC and Wall Street Journal. You're going to have to start investing in yourself. It's not always monetarily. Sometimes it's just 15 minutes a day reading something. You know what I'm saying? Or watching something financial. Like, if you want to learn how to play basketball, you're watching basketball. You're rubbing shoulders with people that play basketball. Same thing with finances. Same thing with money. Like, if you want to learn how to get money, hang with people that know how to get money. Watch people that know how to get money. Same thing. So it's not rocket science. It just takes a willingness and basically a willingness to want to do that. Like, you can't get good at anything that you don't do on a regular basis, or that you don't pay attention to on a regular basis. Like, rappers, they learn how to rap by being around rappers, listening to music. Same thing. You want to be good at getting money, you have to hang around those type of people, listen to those type of people, try to get in those same rooms with those type of people, and you'll be good at it eventually as well. Real simple stuff. But this is what happens, because now everybody that thought their job was essential realize that it ain't. You're expendable, and somebody else is determining that. Because, okay, I understand that nurses are essential. I understand that the grocery store workers are essential. I understand that the delivery men are essential. But who determines that? You know what I'm saying? Like, who is in charge of making that decision? Like, oh, that's essential. Oh, that's not essential. We need to close that down. Like the shorty said, yo, it's only essential workers. You ain't essential. I'm like, I am essential. Like, I thought I was essential. I thought everybody needed their haircut. Like, and everybody do need their haircut. But somebody deemed it non-essential. Like just like they got stipulations as far as how you can go in the store. Like I heard in New Jersey that you can't even go right as of right now, as the day of this recording. Uh, as of right now, you can't even go in the store in New Jersey without a mask, right? So they pose these different stipulations um, in order for business to go on, these essential businesses. Why couldn't they do that for, these other businesses? Okay, no more than 4 people in the store at a time, or you can't come in here without a mask, or like, I know personally I can cut somebody's hair with a mask that has a mask on, because the mask is right here. I mean, as long as they don't want no shave. Like that, you want to shave, you gotta take your mask off. But like nail salons, like they wear masks because they deal with the acrylic and all that stuff anyway, so they wear masks. Like these places are out of business right now, and we're gonna have a whole new business model once this quarantine is lifted, because a lot of businesses, they first off, they're not gonna be the same for a while. That's if they ever open back up, because some businesses are just they just wiped out. I mean, they wiped out. So some stuff is never gonna come back and be the same again. But I just want you to think about that. Like, how many of y'all thought your job was essential? You thought you was needed, right? I know. But now, what do you think? I need you to take that into consideration, because at any given time, this can happen again. And you leaving the ball in somebody else's hands to say, sit in the house for 2 months. We don't need your job. We don't need your business open right now. Like, how you gonna pay your bills? So you need to have more than one stream of income. You need to have more than one stream of income. Okay? And I'm suggesting, because this is finance and business from a black perspective, so this is just perspective. This is not investment advice, but I strongly suggest that you get involved in the stock market. Don't cost a lot of money. $5 a day. We every time you go outside, you spend at least $20. How about you sign up for? I got brokerage accounts. Link is in my bio. Link is in the description of this YouTube. In the description of my Spotify and all the other platforms, right? Instagram. I got brokerage accounts. Like, you can sign up and get a free share when you get your account set up. Or you can I just started messing with Acorns. Acorns is pretty dope too. Once you sign up for Acorns, basically everything you use your card for, they basically take the change and invest it for you. So it's like your investments is on autopilot. So that takes a lot of the guesswork out of it too. But start somewhere. Like it's easy. It's easy. It'll take you. I mean, to learn the terminology might take some time, but it's easy to get ownership of a company. You can get ownership of a company in a half an hour. Set up your account and click buy, one share, boom. Now you got ownership in the company. Like, how easy is that? Like, tell me anywhere else that you can get ownership in the company as of right now. For example, AT&T, you can get ownership of AT&T for between $30 and $40. And that's what a lot of us don't know, because we of course, we wasn't taught it in school, we wasn't taught it at home, because our parents ain't know what to teach it. So now that you're getting this information, we can't make light of it, because this is what we've been missing. This is why we have such a wealth gap in the black community versus other cultures. So take advantage of this information. If you want some coaching, if you want to learn how to invest properly, I got a program for that as well. It's Beat the Market Analyzer. That's in the bio. So there's tools out here for you to take advantage of, because one thing I said before is that, the excuse that you didn't know is no longer an excuse. I mean, you can say you didn't know, but that doesn't make you less guilty. Alright, in finances or in a court of law, you can go in there and you can kill somebody and get on the stand and be like, damn, I didn't know I wasn't supposed to kill nobody. Oh, well, that's your fault. You ain't know. You still guilty. Same thing applies with finances. You can get, to a certain age and be like, oh, I don't have any money because I didn't know how to invest. Nobody taught me about money. Because you didn't know don't make you less guilty, because it's information out here that's readily available to us. You just have to be willing to take advantage of it. So, like I said, I got a lot that I can go on and on about, but today I just want you to consider and ask yourself this question: how many of y'all thought y'all were essential and realized that you're not as essential as you thought you was? Because the ball is in somebody else's court. So think about that. Answer that question in the comments, and give me some feedback. How you feel about that? You thought your job was essential, and now you realize it's not. And this is what's going on out here. There's 16.8 million people that file for unemployment. So create more than one stream of income. Start investing, please. Not for me, but for you and your family. Start investing. Start acquiring businesses, ownership, assets, residual income. This is how you do it. So, with that being said, I'm going to get up out of here, but leave your comments below. You can also, like I said, subscribe. Oh, also subscribe and hit the like and subscribe button. Hit the like and subscribe button. You know what I meant. Also, you can catch us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, Overcast, all the streaming platforms. So if you can't watch it, you can go ahead and listen to it. So with that being said, I'll see y'all next live or next video. It's your boy Don Bucks and it's Rapping Dough. Peace.